Welcome into game night. I'm Tiger Munn here on location at Ashburn, Virginia for Commanders training camp. It is day 3 of camp, but it's day 1 of fans being here, and oh, what an exciting day it was. Hope you guys are doing well. It is hot here, but not too hot. Could be better, but it could be worse. That is definitely true, but Commanders definitely weren't complaining. They had fans here today for the first time all season, and the first time this team gets to be in front of the Commanders faithful. Of course, they're going to be excited. They've been waiting almost an entire summer to play in front of their fans, and the fans have been waiting an entire summer to see their team play. And here's some of those fans talking about just how excited they were, and some first-timers as well, but overall, why they came here and why they brought the Commanders pride.
Pop out for my man JD5, yeah, me and the whole team. You know how we rocking, man. Raise hell, you know. Trying to see what the defense talking about. Came out here. Offense, too. I'm just out here to see, man. Come to see how we working, man. Come to see what we out here doing.
What I want the team to work on is healthiness. This please stay healthy. They said that Jane Daniels got more muscle. They say a lot of our offense and defense, this camp was all working on muscle. And I hope we see that. Hope we do see that. They able to interact with us. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard to get a chance to do that while watching them either on the couch or even going to the stadium. So this is one of the good chance that we able to interact. As you can see, I interacted with them several times, and I appreciate that. Thank you. My grandma will roll in her grave and go support another team. I'm die-hard. Skins, Commanders, Washington team, whatever you want to call it, that's me.
My titi is a season ticket holder, and she was like, hey, bring the family.
Yeah, basically what my dad said. He just had tickets, and my mom was like, we're gonna go, and I'm like, okay. And I woke up so early just for this. I think it was pretty worth it. I hope, and I think.
I'm a Commanders fan, so I mean there's only one way to be. You gotta be here. This is the first day back. We're here to new starts. Everything's supposed to be good. So why not come back here? It's the way of life. I feel like a deprived fiend when I don't get my fix of Commander lore. It's great to just be back. The camaraderie with fans, being able to actually have a sport that we love, that we able to get back and just be back at it again.
But it's my first time in a long time, probably over like 8 years. So it's been a long time. So this is my first time returning in a very long time. Excited to see Jaden Daniels, of course, see how he's passing, see how McLaurin is doing, see how the flow is. So I'm kind of excited to see the plays and what they're going to be doing and kind of what I can expect during the season.
For us to win, because I remember in our, tennis thing or whatever it was, they sucked. We sucked, and we need to do better. We need a rematch with whoever the heck we were battling against.
And the team still had practice despite all the excitement. It's easy to get distracted, but that's one thing Dan Quinn is not going to let his team get distracted. He had his team locked in, focused, and he even spoke to some of the fans before practice, just telling them thank you for coming and showing his gratitude for this team for welcoming him so well and bringing this team up to kind of this status of having one of the best fan bases in the league. But the practice still had to be had, and we are even closer and closer to that first preseason game. It's going to be a massive game for pretty much everyone on the roster, not named Daniels or McLaurin. A lot of kind of turnover and a lot of fluctuation as to where guys can be. But here's the team about today's practice.
A big catalog of a bunch of plays, and we're just trying to get everything in. But I love the things that we got in. I'm just ready to just use them and see what worked best for us, so we can narrow it down and get to what we do. When we're in defensive meetings, I just listen to the way he explained it. Like he's like a mad scientist, the way he explained how to the skies and the things for the DBs. But it's cool to see. When we're in defensive meetings, I just listen to the way he explained it. Like he's like a mad scientist, the way he explained how to the skies and the things for the DBs. But it's cool to see. It's much harder than what the D-line got to do. I can say that.
You heard Daron Payne right there. He's going to be a massive piece to this Commanders defensive line, along with Tim Settle Jr. Settle Jr. was a DMV native, actually. He played with the Commanders for the first few seasons of his career, but ended up leaving and then ending up on the Houston Texans last year, one of the best defensive units in the league, and I was hoping to bring that over to the Commanders. And here's him about coming back home and what you can expect about him coming this season.
Being gone, obviously I got older, so but I feel like I learned more of football. I learned more about the game, and I learned to see why teams win. Obviously I've been to the playoffs for the last 4 years, but that doesn't mean anything. But just the chemistries and how things are ran, and being able to come back here and seeing the environment change and seeing the energy that this team has in general from top to bottom is unmatched. And that's what you need to start off anything. So that's the foundation of it. If your building, if upstairs is great, downstairs is great. I feel like they do a good job of just explaining what they want. I feel like they do a good job of just holding us to a standard here, and I love the fact that we compete every day at everything.
And you mentioned just how structured the organization is. It might have been a little bit different last time you were here in the 2020, 2019 year range. So just talk to me a little bit more about the difference between the team then when you first got here and the team now with the new ownership and now with the kind of a new vibe.
It's real blatant. I would just say it's the energy. Like when I'll never forget when I first signed in here, and everybody was so welcoming. I walked in there, everybody welcoming me. I had one of my favorite songs on, and I just felt it's a real moment. I didn't know who to dap up. I didn't know who to shake hands. And when you have an energy like that, and you have people putting that energy towards you, it kind of shows you that they're depending on you and they're counting on you, and it just makes you feel like you're winning. I felt like I was missing that the first time I was here. But I feel winning coming back this year around. So just the unmatched energy, and just the culture here has changed. You got guys that want to win. They're bringing guys in here to help. To put this thing together. To help out this team. We got a good team. And I'm just looking forward, and I'm so happy to be a part of it.
And one thing you mentioned was learning how or why teams win. Last year, you're part of probably the best defensive unit in the league. Of course, one of the best defensive units in the Texans defensive line. What are you hoping to take from that team? And of course, Daronte Jones has a system and has the way he wants things. But what are the little things and kind of little lessons you learned from there, and how good that defense was, and how you're looking to take that to this Commanders defense?
A big thing that I learned, being away, I say that, but in Houston the most is just you're as good as your weakest link, and when you hold everybody to a certain standard, to a certain threshold, it's just everybody starts to meet that standard, and that, it's all about chemistry, and it's all about bonding between the units and position groups, and the closer we get, the better we'll play together.
And one thing that fans got a little excited over there, Jayden Daniels was just walking out of an interview, but talk to me about having him on this team, having such a young, dynamic player and one of the bright young stars of the league. What was it like having a guy like Jayden Daniels on your team?
It's amazing. Obviously when he walks, you see that he gravitates energy. He's a guy that's had success real young in his career, really early in his career. He's definitely, I would say, one of the NFL's premier quarterbacks. He understands the game real well. He has real great accuracy. He's just an all-around quarterback. He can do it all. I'm looking forward to playing with him. This is my first time playing with him. I never played against him, but just his energy and how everybody, he's a man. It's great having like one of those guys on the team.
And you are playing against him a little bit in practice, but
it's more embracing him than going against him than competing. When you got a guy that's special, you embrace that.
And speaking of competing, this entire team's whole motto is competing, being tough, physical, and punching other teams in the face, for lack of a better term. What do you like about that mentality, and how does Dan Quinn bring it?
And he just makes sure that we all locked in on this being a bad MF, and that's what he wants. He wants dogs. He wants us to be vicious, and he wants us to compete at a high level. And when you got that kind of energy from your head coach, you got a head coach that can teach you some D-line stuff, and that can go do some linebacker stuff and teach somebody some corner stuff. You got a versatile head coach. It just shows you, that his experience, and it just shows you like, okay, you got somebody that's hands-on. When you got a hands-on coach, that's like, I love that, because it gets your best out of them.
And a couple guys on his team that are on the younger side too. You were kind of in a similar position to Johnny Newton was, a defensive lineman, young, on the Commanders. Now you're older. He's here at this point in his career on the younger side, and you're here at the older side. Just as a vet now, what are you telling him, especially a younger defensive lineman?
My job is to come here and increase everybody's play. I don't really care for the stats. I just want to win. I care about winning. I care about success. I care about team success. You know, anything I could do to help the people around me is going to help this team win. You know, and you know, with him, I feel like, you know, he's kind of getting into his game, and, you know, my job is to help him elevate his game even more. You know, we have two different body types, but he has crazy upside to him, man. I'm looking forward to playing next to him, and I'm looking forward to us growing together still.
And last question for me. You guys had fans here at practice today. Just tell me about the energy and how good it is to feel the Commanders faithful here in practice and feeling their presence.
You know, that's one thing. You know, growing up a Redskin fan and then converting to a Commander fan, you know, these fans are diehard. You know, I feel like they die with the team regardless of how they're going. You know, and I just love that about them. You know, it's always support. You're always going to be there, always there for us, regardless win, lose, or draw. You know, it might be a little animosity, but you know, that's what comes from a fan base. So it's good to see that, you know, that we still have everybody on board and that our fans are still cheering for us at a high level, and that they see success. You know, we hear, and it's good to hear fans, and they know that we have a team that can be something if we put it together.
Thanks, Tim, for taking the time out to speak with us. But coming up on game night, Alex Flum speaks with a producer from Netflix's Quarterback on Jayden Daniels in a production of the show. Welcome back to Game Night. I'm Tiger Munn here in Ashburn, Virginia, but we are going back over to our studios in Georgetown as Alex Flum was able to speak with a producer from Netflix's Quarterback on Jayden Daniels and the production of the show.
We are excited to welcome in Tim Rumpf, senior producer for NFL Films and one of the producers of the Quarterback Show. Also happens to be a DMV native from Gaithersburg, went to Watkins Mill High School, and, of course, the greatest college on the east side of the Mississippi River, the University of Maryland.
There you go. I love it. What a great intro there.
How you doing, Tim?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Now, Tim, I know you've done so much great work on Hard Knocks and on the Quarterback Show and a lot of different things with NFL Films. But this past year, you got to be embedded with the quarterback of your childhood football team and, you know, Jayden Daniels. Was it like a pinch me moment for you? Like, I know you've done so many cool things. Like, maybe it was like, seemed numb to it at certain points, I bet, I'm sure. But what was it like just to be really doing that?
Yeah, this one was definitely really special for me personally, as someone that grew up in Maryland right outside D.C. and been a Washington fan my entire life. When they first came to me and said that Jayden had signed up for the show and I would be embedded with the Washington Commanders for the 2025 season, I mean, I was over the moon. Especially the year that they had the season before going to the NFC Championship. So in my mind, I was like, hey, this is going to be fantastic. The reigning Rookie of the Year. It's going to be in the race for the MVP. We're going to go to the Super Bowl. And unfortunately, it didn't exactly work out that way, but still, it was a interesting story to capture regardless, and one that's important that I think a lot of NFL players go through. And I'm kind of excited to see where he goes from here.
And, you know, seeing what Jayden did and, you know, seeing how he conducted himself in such a tough season, what do you think was the biggest thing you learned about Jayden Daniels that you tried to convey in the content of the show?
I think probably just how important football is to him. This is one of the first times in his life where it's really been taken away from him multiple times after, you know, certainly early in the year, the smaller injuries that he had, and then obviously the bigger one against Seattle. And I got that just being around him, just that frustration. So I wanted to make sure that showed up on the screen so the viewers could actually feel that as well, because this, I have to imagine, was probably some of the toughest times that he's ever had to go through. And I think the audience felt that.
Now, I know Jayden is kind of more of an introvert, more so than some other quarterbacks, even though he still manages to be a vocal leader in certain ways somehow. I know as interviewing athletes as well, but the challenge of getting a lot out of an athlete that maybe is a little more introverted, like how did that impact like how you were covering him?
Yeah, it was definitely different. But I mean, I'm kind of used to that. Every athlete is completely different. I mean, through even just this series, working with Kirk Cousins in previous years, and Justin Jefferson. Everybody has a different personality. And I kind of knew that about Jaden going in, just being a fan. And I figured that might be a challenge. But I think what was cool to see was when you just put a microphone on him at practice or the games he was able to play, that's when you kind of get to see that different side of him where he's, does at moments probably forget that he's mic'd up and he can just kind of be himself and he let his natural personality come out. And that was some of my favorite moments that I think I had from the series, just seeing him interact with some of his teammates, certainly his opponents week 1 against the Giants. So I think that was cool. Yes, he's an introvert, but certainly when he's comfortable, you can see that personality shine.
And I was going to say, I really liked the scene where you guys had all the trash talking with what was it, like the song "You Talk Too Much" or whatever, with all the different quarterbacks. And that was something we don't always get to see with Jaden. Like when you were reviewing that footage and watching the mics up, I don't know if you hear it during the games or if you don't hear, or you hear it when you watch it back, but like, what was your reaction seeing some of those moments, especially when, who was the Campbell's commercial guy? Who was in that one?
With Dexter Lawrence.
With Dexter Lawrence. It was, yeah, that's right. So what was, what was it like reacting to seeing that for the first time?
Yeah, so that's part of the fun about directing this series is that I'm at most of the games, and in my earpiece, I've got his mic during the game. So I'm hearing him call the plays. I'm hearing his reaction throughout the play, and certainly those types of trash talk that goes on in between the plays. So yeah, I remember when he started just talking to him, I'm kind of just dying laughing on the sidelines and like, all right, well, we can pretty much just stick that right in the show right away. But I remember honestly, before we even started filming with him, just talking with him, I think I asked the question along the lines of like, hey, what's a side of you that the fans might find interesting to see? And he was like, yeah, I think a lot of people think I'm pretty quiet, but once I get in the heat of things, I'm a trash talker. And not in a negative way. It's more of like he's a jokingly trash talker, which I think is really cool, certainly with his teammates at practice. But then like you see, even the opponents, like it's pretty clean trash talk. It's almost humorous. So I think it almost disarms them. So I think it's a good strategy by a quarterback. Get other guys on your side and, have fun with them.
I know you were obviously, covering the NFL, being in the East Coast, Mid-Atlantic area. You had some coverage of that season the year before where the team had so much success, and maybe you got a closer lens of Jaden through the struggles. But did you see, a similar approach with him, like how he was managing the success and the struggles?
Yeah, I think it was really interesting because I remember a drive-in that I had with him before they even started the season. And, I asked him the question, all right, what, a very generic question. Hey, what's your goals or expectations for this year? And, right away, it was like, obviously we want to win a Super Bowl and, I want to be in the discussion in the MVP race.
Thanks, Alex. And coming up on game night, we're going from football to basketball as Lethal Shooters in the area. And it's always a great time when Lethal is in the building. That's coming up on game night. Welcome back into Game Night. I'm Tiger Munn here at Ashburn talking football, but we're going to shift over to basketball as Lethal Shooters in the area, and it is a good time anytime Lethal is in the building. Our sports director, Derek Forrest, has more from his event coming up.
Get it. Energy, guys. Energy is everything. Energy is everything. Let's go. Go get it. Let's go. We in it.
It's always a good experience to even just come around with my peers, other great players from around the area. It's always a good time to play with them.
Oh, put him down, yeah.
Oh, good shot, boy. Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, B. Yes, good job.
There we go, match up.
Y'all get it back. Y'all can get it back. Let's go.
It's a lot of exposure and it's just a lot of media here, and it gives me a chance to really prove myself.
Good. Look. Yep. Yeah. Yes. Good job.
My life is always going to be devoted to the DMV. It doesn't matter what I'm doing around the world or doing with my brand. The DMV made me the man I am today. So why would I build this big, massive basketball brand and not come back to the place that made me who I am and pour into the youth?
Good. Hey, we didn't stop.
Rebound.
Two hands. Got it. Block party. Yep. Block party. Good job, Majok.
Shot, Marlon.
That's good.
Shot, man.
That's good. Good shot. Let's get a stop.
One stop, right?
Hey, look at the time and the score. Yeah, look at the time and the score right now.
I want every single kid when they go home to say, Lethal Shooter cares. Lethal Shooter just didn't come into town, just have a camp and just leave. Lethal Shooter took the time to tell me, oh, he saw when I went left, I can't do this. When I went right, I can't do. Oh, when I was on the bench, I had bad demeanor.
I love how you was getting to the rim. I love your defense, but sometimes when you get comfortable, you just start shooting wild. When you're not doing that, you look really good.
When I missed the shot, I put my head down, and that's what God put me on earth to do, is to help others. So I want every single person to know that when they leave today, that Lethal Shooter cares for them.
On 3, bring it in tight. Bring it in tight. Lethal Shooter family. 1, 2, 3. Lethal Shooter family.
Thanks, Derek. And coming up on Game Night, we wrap things up, and I have 2 particular people to thank for this show. That's coming up on Game Night. Welcome back. It's a Game Night. As you can see, the helmet is down and we are wrapping things up as the show comes to a close. But I have to thank 2 people who this show honestly wouldn't have gotten up of if they weren't here. That is Spencer Bewley and Kyra Wood. If you guys can come on screen now. Woo, big reveal. These are the interns from Syracuse. Best school in the country and in the world, probably, as a Syracuse alum myself. But why don't you guys talk a little bit about your backgrounds, where you come from, and 2 former athletes as well.
Yeah, I'm Kyra. I grew up in Buffalo, New York, and I went down the road to Syracuse University my sophomore year and played basketball my undergrad, and then went back for master's.
I'm Spencer. I'm from just north of Dallas, so that does make me a Cowboys fan. Sorry, Washington. But it's been fun to be here. I also did Syracuse for grad school. I ran track in undergrad. I was a pole vaulter at the University of South Dakota. Go Yotes. No one's going to know what that means. But yeah, excited to be here. It's been fun.
One thing we all know it means, go Orange, as we are all Syracuse alums. Shout out to our Syracuse alums as well. But that's it for Game Night. From Spencer Bewley, Tiger Munn, and Kyra Wood, have a good night, and we will see you guys tomorrow.